Welcome, brothers and sisters, to this episode of Church at Home. I know it's just me and the dog. So, Father Michael is on retreat, and today is Father Dominic's day off, and we had a holiday on Monday, so we're a little bit behind here, and I'm by myself. I didn't want the opportunity to pass, however, to open up the scriptures a bit and to invite you to pray and ponder with me, what does it mean for us to be conformed to the community of faith? You know, the gospel and the first reading are encouraging us to deal with one another in our differences in a different way, in a godly way. So this call to be reconciled with our neighbor, and even if we can't be reconciled, to treat them nonetheless, Jesus says. So even if all of these efforts fail, you should treat them as you would a tax collector or an unbeliever. And we already know that that means you are going to love God with all your heart and your neighbor as yourself. To love your enemies, to pray for them, to pray for those who persecute you. So saying that I'm going to treat you like a tax collector or as an unbeliever doesn't mean that I can stop loving you, stop forgiving you, stop praying for you, stop hoping for the best for you. I don't know when was the last time you had a big argument with somebody. It could have been over something serious or something little, and you walked away wishing the best for them, wishing God's blessing upon them. Even though you couldn't patch things up right away, it's still the opportunity for us to do God's work and to treat them the way God treats us. And that is by forgiving, making room for them, being patient with them, loving them. Anyway, it's just a suggestion, and we can maybe test in our lives where we have broken relationships, especially where someone has offended us. And you know, a lot of times people say to me, oh, I just can't forgive this, Father, I can't forgive that. I think what the Lord is saying to you, oh yes, you can. With my help, you can. And with my example, you can. And so He has shown us the only way to truly forgive is to lay down your life, to give up your pride, give up your customary way of doing everything all the time. You know, this is what it means to be a member of this family. We don't do this, that, and the other thing. I'm not saying you have to give up your values, but what we have to do is we have to allow love to trump all of that. So it's a very important call as to how do we deal with those who have offended us in our lives, and even when they're wrong, we still have the obligation to love, to pray for them, to forgive them. All right, see you in church. And maybe my pals will be back. I hope they are, for the weekend.